Hey, what's up? So, I am Maggie and Charlie's dad. That's my relation to you. So, I might be your grandfather, I might be your uncle. I'm Jennifer's husband. And, yeah. And right now, we haven't met yet. But I live in Panama, and that's a big old storm cloud behind me. So I'm just introducing myself to you in case we don't get to meet in person. So yeah, that's that. So I just wanted to introduce myself to you, and I figure since if we don't meet in person, then what I'll do is I'll just tell you some of the stuff that I learned via video. So hopefully, I don't know, my personality a little bit comes through in these videos. This is our dog Tuco. Charlie lives with me down here in Panama right now, and Jennifer is with Maggie in Oregon. So it's 2022, end of September 2022, and yeah, this is where we live. That's what a storm looks like. The storm's coming in. And that storm that's behind me, that's just going to bring rain and stuff, maybe a little bit of wind and whatnot. Nothing crazy. But down here, you definitely have to kind of plan your day, plan your events around the nature, around Mother Nature, because Mother Nature's can be pretty unforgiving down here. The sea can get kind of wild. The sun can get hot. The rainstorms can be pretty crazy. So, yeah. Here in Panama, it's good to acknowledge Mother Nature and watch her, because she's pretty awesome. So this is, I guess, the little introduction part. What else I have down here? I don't know if you can see it behind me, way back behind me. Let's see. Maybe right there. Okay. I think, no? Maybe that. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. So that stuff up there on the beach, that's my beach cleaning gear. So I come down here and I pick up plastic on the beach and stuff. And I do that because, I don't know, it needs to be done. And I can do it. I'm a very capable person, and my body works pretty good. So the first little piece of life advice that I'm going to give you, if you want it, and maybe you're hearing this and you're like really young, or maybe you're hearing this and you're a young parent or whatever, but the first life skill that I hope that I can impart, and you're gonna be like, what? That's what you're teaching me? Like, that's the thing, duh. Okay. So, breathing and the ability to recognize and feel your breath, super, super, super important. So if you're a young kid, like if you're little and stuff, maybe just lay in the grass or lay on the beach or something and just look at the clouds for a little bit and just take deep breaths. Just big deep breaths like that. And just practice those really big deep breaths, because the ability to breathe, the ability to take on oxygen, to feel that oxygen in your muscles and in your lungs and in your brain. It's super important. And it'll be super important in your life to make sure that you understand how your body needs and uses oxygen. I don't think that it's enough to know how to breathe, even though you do it naturally. I think that you have to know why it's important to breathe and why it's important to have clean air and why it's important to be efficient with your clean air, your oxygen, and then what your body needs as far as what your lungs need and what your muscles need for the oxygen as well. Because if the oxygen can get into your muscles and penetrate your muscles and stuff like that, you can be a little more relaxed and a little more loose, which in turn will make it a little bit easier to breathe. So it kind of feeds itself. So just remember, to take those big deep breaths. And if you're looking for something to help you take big deep breaths and put a smile on your face and make the exercise of breathing more enjoyable, get like a really good wristwatch. And hopefully you can see that. Yeah, that's my wristwatch that I'm wearing right now. And I really like this wristwatch. So that's one of my hobbies too. And I'm sure you'll learn more about me as I go, because I wanted to know some of my ancestors, some of my other family members, but there wasn't the technology to record them the way there is now. So I just figured, since I don't know you yet, and if you ever are curious, at least there'll be a record of conversation. You can have a little bit of an understanding of who your grandfather was, or who your great-grandfather was, or who your uncle was. So, yeah, that's me in a nutshell. And you can call me Pops if you want. Terry is the name that my folks gave me. But, yeah, it really doesn't matter, because I'm just your relative. But yeah, master, practice that breathing stuff a little bit. It works really good, and it works best on days that you like, when you don't think that you need it the most, but that's kind of when you do need it the most. I know that's a cliche, but it really does. Like the days that you're like really sad, and you're gonna have some sad days. The days that you're really angry, you're probably gonna have some angry days. Just take some real long, deep breaths and go, oh, okay, this is what shittiness feels like. This is what suck feels like. And it will be temporary, because it will get better. And then, adversely, on the days that are really awesome, like the days that are really exciting and awesome because like you're doing cool things and you're recognizing that you're doing cool things, breathe in those moments too. Like breathe in the good moments. Like if you're reading a book and you're like, man, this book's really good, you'd be like, man, this book's really good. Or let's say if you have like a good time with one of your friends or your boyfriends or your girlfriends or something like that, you go, man, that was a really good time, So you can use it for the happy times and you can use it for the sad times. And it will also help you if you decide to start the practice of meditation, which I'll talk about a little bit later. So just that's some food for thought. It was good talking with you. I'm sure we'll talk more. So one of the things that made me an effective runner was I got lucky. I got lucky in the sense that I knew that if I tapped into my breathing and breathing heavy or deep, that I can fill my lungs, fill my muscles, with oxygen and perform a little bit better. So if you can relax your body and just breathe, and you can do that before you're taking a test, before a job interview, before anything, and just get your mind and your lungs to feel that relaxation, that joy of breathing. So, and start just focusing on breathing for 30 seconds, 10 seconds, and then work your way up, to a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 20 minutes, 2 hours, where you're just enjoying that great, awesome oxygen. So I got kind of lucky, like when things happen and I don't know, you just feel like you got lucky. So one of the things I got lucky with is when Maggie was born, Jennifer worked at Starbucks, and she had to work at Starbucks selling coffee as a store manager during the weekends, and I typically had weekends off. So when Maggie and I were first getting to know each other and she was just born, it was football season because she's born in September, and we would lay on the couch and just breathe together. And I would hold her in my arms like that, and we would just breathe together, and we'd watch football. And I didn't even like football at the time. I grew up with a lot of football in my house. I didn't really understand it, but we would just watch football and breathe. And I think in doing that, it definitely helped me out. And I like to think that it helped Maggie out, but just being able to breathe. So when you have kids, and I hope that you have kids, and I know that you're going to be a great parent, just breathe with your kids. Just try to do it all the time. Make a game of it, make it kind of fun. It will help you out in your life, and it will help your kids out in their lives. And that's what you want to do. I know that you want your kids to do well. I know I want my kids to do well. And part of doing well is learning how to find and build that happiness. Find and build those good, positive habits that help you accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. And oxygen and air is super important when you're on planet Earth. It's super important to the human body. It's super important to trees, it's super important to bees, and it's super important to us. So, yeah, love oxygen and practice breathing. Over and out. Lecture over. So some days I just go to the beach and I don't pick up plastic. But whenever I see a light bulb, I definitely pick that up, because these are super dangerous, and I don't want anybody to cut their feet or anything like that. So yeah, sometimes I will grab just 1 or 2 pieces if it's something dangerous. And guess what? You can too. Totally easy to grab a bottle that you see off the ground. Put it in the garbage can. Okay.